Hi and welcome to ThreatTraq Essentials. We're going to take a look at some of the everyday cybersecurity lessons that we can take away from this week's ThreatTraq stories. Matt brought us a story about some botnets that were taken over because they had default passwords. So first you may be asking, what's a botnet? Well, you know how when you see a story in the news that a major website has been taken down because it got pinged all at once by thousands of computers? When those attacks happen, it's not because some hacker has thousands of computers in his basement. It's because the hacker takes over other people's computers, other people's IoT devices, and gets them to all ping and attack the website at once. Well, this particular botnet was configured poorly. The hackers made a mistake, and that mistake was using the default passwords that came with some of the devices. Those passwords were widely available and easy to crack, and consequently other hackers were able to take over those botnets. Do you remember last week I said that hackers are smart, so we need to be smarter? Well, apparently the opposite of that is also true. Hackers can do some dumb things, and we need to remember that sometimes we can too. And one dumb thing that we don't want to do is leave a default password on a device that's connected to the internet. Any device that you connect to the internet, whether it's a router or some IoT device, make sure to change the default password that comes with it and change it to a complex passphrase. Chris brought us a story about a vulnerability in Confluence servers. Confluence servers are used often in organizations to run wikis. That's where people post files and share information within a business or an organization. Now, unfortunately, some malware got into these servers and installed a cryptocurrency miner on them. A cryptocurrency miner hunts the internet for cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, and it does so by using the computer or server's processing power. Now, our security analyst said the lesson here is to monitor what's happening on your server. You may not have servers to monitor, but you do have devices that you need to monitor, such as your laptop. One clue that a cryptocurrency miner may be running on your computer is high CPU usage. You can open up a window on most computers that shows you your CPU usage, and if it's really high and you have no programs open, that means something malicious may be running in the background. Andy wrote us a story about a dark web market takedown. The dark web is where a lot of nefarious and illegal activity occurs. In this case, this market for illegal activity was set up with a vulnerability that allowed people to get in anonymously and have interactions with these criminals. Fortunately, some of the people who got into this market were law enforcement, and they were able to shut down the illegal activity. Now, I don't want to suggest for a moment that we feel sorry for these criminals. However, there's a lesson we can learn from this. These criminals didn't realize who they were interacting with, law enforcement. Now, for you and I, when we're on the internet, we need to be aware of who we're interacting with because we could be interacting with cyber criminals and not know it. Always be aware of who you're communicating with on the internet, and always be careful about what information you share, especially financial information. That's it for this week's ThreatTraq Essentials. As always, you can click on the playlist below to dive deeper into any of the stories. We'll see you next time.